Hey guys, today I'm going to give you a 2-for-1. One, why I don't purchase fragrances from the mall, from chain stores, etc., etc. I tend to lean towards smaller, more personal, intimate experiences. And then it's the holiday. We're coming up on the holiday season, and I am going to give you some recommendations in terms of fragrances, along with where I do purchase my fragrances from. So if you're interested, then please keep on watching.
One look and I breathe. One touch feels skin deep. A picture perfect.
So guys, today I'm giving you a 2-for-1. So we're going to talk about a couple things, and I cannot guarantee that this is going to be a short video, so grab yourself a drink, a beverage, a snack. But we're going to talk about why I no longer purchase fragrances from the mall, your big chain stores. I tend to lean towards more of a personal experience or possibly ordering. I am also going to share where I actually purchase my fragrances from, as well as a few recommended fragrances. We are coming up on the holiday season, and yeah, let's get right into it. So to my returning subscribers, hey guys. To my new subscribers, I see you. And if this is your first time here, hey, my name is Sunny, and here on my channel we talk about primarily fragrance, all things fragrant and things that smell good. We may sprinkle in a little bit of this and that here or there. But guys, if you have not done so, please click on that subscribe button, turn on your post notification bell. You have now crossed over to the sunny side, so please leave some comments below. I would love to get to know you. So guys, let's get right into it. Now you guys know we are here to radiate positive sunny vibes. So we're going to talk about the negative first, and then we're going to get into the positive, and keeping it respectful because I don't want to be a negative Nancy here on my channel, okay? So, why I don't purchase from the mall, chain stores, Bloomingdale's, Macy's, etc., etc., and this is just based upon my own personal experiences that I've had over the past couple years. Now, a lot of times when I am shopping, because where I used to live in Indiana, there was no place to shop. When I say no place, I mean no place. Like, we had Saks and that closed. So there was no place to shop. So there was no place for me to get my nose on any high-end fragrances, okay? And so most of the time when I was shopping for fragrances, I was going out of town, various places. Now, there were times where I may, if I'm driving into town, or, a lot of times I may just be in the car and I may stop and I'm on the road and run into the mall real quick because I may want to purchase a fragrance prior to going to wherever I'm going, right? So a lot of times I'm not going to get dressed up to go to the mall, okay? I'm past that stage in life. That's something I did back in the day when I was younger, go get dressed up to go walk around the mall. I'm not doing that anymore. And I know that people say first impression is the lasting impression, but for me, if I'm spending my money, it doesn't matter what I look like, okay? My husband and I, we have this thing where we like to be unassuming. You don't need to know how much money we have, whether we're low class, middle class, high class, rich, billionaires. Nobody needs to know what our status is because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what our social economic status is, okay? We're just people, right? And everyone should be treated as such, right? So a lot of times I may get off the road and have on some sweats and a sweatshirt. And the way that I have been treated going into, say, your Bloomingdale's, okay, or your Neiman Marcus, and these are from sales representatives who are selling maybe high-end fragrances. I'm like, you didn't make the fragrance. You didn't create the fragrance. You're not the master perfumer, okay? So to be looked upon and looked down or frowned upon when I'm getting ready to spend my coins on a fragrance, my experience has just been very, very subpar, okay? And so that's why I have chosen to lean towards more intimate experiences, because I have literally walked out of Bloomingdale's in Chicago. I'm just going to say Chicago because that's where I go a lot, okay? Chicago. I'm going to say Chicago, and I'm also going to go with Miami because those are the two places I'm between the most. Chicago, Miami, okay? And I've walked out of Chicago, walked out of a store, bigger stores in Miami, and gone into really small boutiques with higher end fragrances, and have been treated with so much dignity and so much respect that they will always get my business over. I don't even care if it costs more. I don't care if the fragrance costs more than it does in the retail store. I'm going to pay that higher price because the treatment that I receive, the customer service that I receive, I like long-standing, long-lasting relationships, and I will purchase from you over and over and over and over versus purchasing from someone who treats me with a lack of respect, okay? So that's why I have chosen to no longer purchase from malls. I don't purchase from those bigger stores. And I'm not saying that there aren't some really great individuals that I have met over the years that I still have some relationships or rapport with, that I know that I can call and order a fragrance if I need to. But I'm just saying that the relationships that I have built over the past several years in purchasing fragrances have been from some of your smaller franchise type of stores that carry higher end fragrances, or more boutique type stores that carry higher end fragrances. So now, with all of that being said, Sunny, where do you shop? Well, I'm going to share a few places that I shop to purchase my fragrances if I am not ordering online. Now, when I order online, I order, again, if I didn't say it already, I can't remember. I order directly from the fragrance house. So for instance, if I am getting a Mind Games fragrance, if it's not coming from one of these places that I'm going to share with you, then I'm ordering it directly from Mind Games, okay? If I'm ordering Tomovici, if it doesn't come from one of these places, I'm ordering directly from Tomovici, okay? So the first store that I'm going to share with you now, I will share that this is actually a chain. I believe, I don't know if it's a chain, out of franchise, whatever. It is Blue Mercury, okay? But I consider Blue Mercury to be, it's a small, intimate type of a store in my opinion, okay? And whenever I go into Blue Mercury, I just feel like I always get, I always get great service every time I go into Blue Mercury, and hopefully you guys have experienced the same if you go into Blue Mercury. Now, the fragrances that I'm just going to share a few fragrances from each of the stores that I'm going to share with you. Not getting into the fragrance, I'm just going to show you what came from Blue Mercury and what I received from these stores upon purchasing fragrances, because that's the other thing. Going into your bigger stores or your chain stores, they are so stingy with samples. And I am just like, for what? Like, why are y'all stingy? Because a lot of times, you guys already know that I don't like those really, really small samples because I just don't get a good feel for what the fragrance smells like. But I do appreciate it. I really, really appreciate the fact that they give you the samples. I remember being at Sephora and I'm getting these fragrances. I remember working at Sephora a long time ago, and I remember my manager was just like, that person was in the store last week, don't give them any samples. I'm like, what difference does it make? Like, who cares? It's not that deep. But yeah, like, they don't want to give you samples. And a lot of times samples for people, who don't want to buy or purchase a full bottle of fragrance, that's how they determine like whether they want the fragrance or not. So yeah, so that's the other thing. So Blue Mercury. So I'm going to show you a few fragrances that I purchased at Blue Mercury based upon the amazing customer experience that I had. So from Blue Mercury, One of the fragrances I purchased was by the house of Parfums de Marly, and this is Paris's. So this is one that I purchased. And again, with the holiday season coming up, I just, I think that it's great if you guys support some of your smaller stores, smaller businesses. Again, all of the fragrance companies or fragrance boutiques or stores that I'm sharing all have websites. So if you don't have access, or these stores that I'm sharing because they are smaller or maybe not in your area, I will leave in the description box below their information, phone number, contact information, specific people that you can contact in order to order and purchase fragrances from as well. But again, Bluemercury, I know that they're in a lot of different states, so that's one that you guys can probably, you may have one in your area. So Parfums de Marly, Paris, this is one that I got from Bluemercury. Now my husband purchased this for me, and I know that this came from Bluemercury, and he is not a fragrance guy at all, and they really helped him. And he told me after he gifted me this, he was like, they helped me so much. He's like, they gave me samples based upon some different fragrances, what you had at home that I shared with them. He took pictures of my fragrance collection and took it with him, and they helped him pick out fragrances. So that lets me know that they really spent a lot of time with him, and the samples that he brought home were actually super amazing. And I went back and actually purchased two other fragrances. So the other is Black Magenta, and this is by the house of DS and Durga. So that came from Bluemercury. And oh my God, I love the house of Beau. And this is El Sereno. And this came from, gosh, I have fingerprints on this. This came from Bluemercury as well. So those are the fragrances that I purchased from Bluemercury. Now also, upon purchasing from Bluemercury, I got this. So this little bag, and this is what this bag looks like, but it was filled with all kinds of, tons of, I had samples in here. I had facial creams, moisturizers, serums. Right now, I already used all that stuff. So right now this bag is filled with oils. But so Bluemercury is one of my go-to. Now I will say Bluemercury's website, at least in my location or my area, this was when I was in Indy, they had just opened one up. We didn't even have a Bluemercury there. So they were limited in terms of the fragrances that they carried in store. I don't know about other places, but on their website they do offer various fragrances that you can purchase online as well. Now this next store that I'm going to share with you, it's an amazing boutique, and actually this store is right outside of the Bloomingdale's that I went to in Chicago, right off of Michigan Avenue. It's 900 North Michigan Avenue, and this store is called Provenance. And when I tell you, I worked with a young lady. She assisted me. Her name is Raquel. I don't know if she still works there. We had stayed in touch for quite some time. I ordered some fragrances from her even after I purchased in the store. So shout out to Raquel. And when I tell you guys, she is such a sweetheart. She took so much time and was so patient and was so kind. When I tell you I had gotten I was actually getting ready to get back on the road. And so I was just dressed comfortable. You know what? I wanted to be comfortable on the road. I like to be comfortable. And so I was getting ready to get back on the road and stopped there on my way out because I wanted to get some more fragrances before I left. So I stopped at Provenance, and that was again after leaving Bloomingdale's, and I had a bad experience in there. And I was so happy I stumbled across Provenance because Provenance had higher end fragrances than they did when I was in Bloomingdale's. So, but when I was in Provenance, and Provenance is actually a store that actually offers custom tailoring. They have a lot of really unique customized, from cufflinks to umbrellas to custom tailoring for men. And then they have fragrances as well. I mean, it's a really, really unique experience, okay? And so from Provenance, the time when I was in the store, I purchased Mind Games French Defense. So this was my first Mind Games fragrance that I added to my collection. I also purchased Jadoub from Provenance. So I purchased Jadoub from Provenance. And I also purchased Woolangcha from Provenance as well. So again, I'm just showing you guys a few. I think I'm showing you guys maybe about 3 from each of the stores just to share with you guys what I've purchased from these boutique type stores. So I also purchased Woolangcha by the House of Nichane. Now, from Provenance, again, Raquel, she gave me her number. She has my number. She'll reach out to me. She'll give me, say, hey, we got this promotion going on. When I tell you she just looks out. You know what I mean? If something's out of stock, as soon as it's back in, if it's something I'm looking for, she lets me know. She shares layering combos that may work well together, that pair well together. She is such a sweetheart, and just also invited me to various events or let me know when they have different, things going on, which I think is amazing. And then when it comes to samples, so I received this as well. So this is super cute. And when you open it up, just samples, guys, look at this. So this is what this looks like. And again, don't pay attention to my nails. As I told you guys in my last video, I'm batch recording right now. So this is before the holiday that I'm recording this. So lashes are still not done. Nails are still not done because this is recorded on the same day as my last video. Okay, I just changed clothes to make it, anyway. I keep it real, guys. I'm just keeping it real, being honest. All right, so Mind Games sample, Gleam in here, another Mind Games, another Gleam. No, I'm holding it. Another Gleam. Let's see, what is this? Tiziana Terenzi. So guys, just a nice little package, and I love the way that it's just even packaged up. I mean, again, just not being stingy with the samples at all whatsoever. And like I say, just the follow-up and follow-through. And I, again, just took her time, never felt rushed, never felt, just anything when it came to my experience in Provenance. So again, Provenance is located in Chicago, 900 North Michigan Avenue. I specifically work with Raquel, but again, just a great experience. And they do have a website, but I am going to leave their information in the description box below. Next up, so if I am ordering a fragrance, so back in the day, wasn't that long ago, when I started fragrance collecting, which was back in about 2020, okay, I used to order from like Fragrance X, Fragrance Net, which I no longer order from them either because their customer service, in my opinion, is subpar. In addition to, I've gotten some fragrances that were not good. They were like old fragrances. And so I just don't order from them anymore. But I do order from some other, like I said, typically I order from the actual fragrance companies, so actually Mind Games or Tomovici, Guerlain, etc., etc. Now, one fragrance company that I do order from is So Avant-Garde, and I know you guys are familiar with So Avant-Garde. And I will tell you, nothing in this video was sponsored. None of my fragrances, okay, my following is not that big. But guys, I would love to get to 1K, and I know for some people, they're like, 1K, what? That's not a big deal. For me, it is, because this is just purely a hobby and something that I love, and so I'm trying to grow my channel very organically. I know that some people, it's like their goal is like, oh, I want to build and grow on YouTube, and if I grow that's great. But guys, this is simply organic for me. It's something that, it's a hobby. It's something that I truly, truly love. And so everything in my fragrance collection is nothing sponsored. Everything I have purchased with my own hard-worked coins, my own money that I worked very, very hard for to just, do this collection. So, but I would like to reach 1K. So if you guys could help me do that by, sharing, subscribing, all the things. But so I know you guys are familiar with So Avant-Garde. So Avant-Garde, I have always had a great experience with. They have great sales, great customer service, always have great experience with So Avant-Garde. So a couple fragrances that I have purchased from So Avant-Garde, again, found amazing deals with So Avant-Garde. To Me Whisper, To Me Signature. I get so many compliments on this, and this is The Ghost in the Shell by Etat Libre d'Orange. Guys, when I tell you I get so many compliments, I mean the compliments are ridiculous. I absolutely love this fragrance. It is absolutely amazing. And actually, So Avant-Garde samples. Look at this. Look at all these samples, okay? And that's what I'm talking about, because you go back, you get the samples, and it at least gives you an idea so that if you want to go back and order something else, I mean, how can you not when you have such a great experience? You know what I mean? It's just the thoughtfulness in it. You act like you care. Act like you care about your customers, okay? That's my whole thing. And as a matter of fact, back in Indy, from what I understand, I have a package there from So Avant-Garde as well as Mind Games. And so from purchasing from them, I have no idea. I assume it's probably some samples of maybe some new releases. So when I get back to Indy, then I'll have to check and see what I was sent from So Avant-Garde and from Mind Games as well. So, I didn't. That's just, great customer service, great customer experience. So Avant-Garde is another site that I order fragrances from. It's so funny because I have a friend that, told me she knows someone that's starting to collect fragrances, and they were like, yeah, they get their little fragrances from the same place you do. I was so mad because I'm like, don't refer to my fragrances as little nothing. I get so offended when people are like, you still got your little fragrance collection? What? Don't refer to my fragrances as a little fragrance collection. And you don't know where I purchased my fragrances from until right now, because I'm just now sharing it. So I'm offended. Yeah, I'm serious about my fragrance collection. Like, this is very personal. Okay? Like, if something happened to my fragrance collection, like if there was a natural disaster, a fire, like seriously, like low-key, I really got insurance on my fragrances, for real. I really do. Do you guys? If you have like a big fragrance collection, I know it's covered like with homeowners insurance or renter's insurance, but no, I took out an extra additional amount. Like, I have pictures of my fragrances. I have like a spreadsheet of my fragrances. Like, it's that deep for me. I love them, like, for real. All right, let me digress. Next up is Asame. So Asame is located in Wynwood, which is in Miami, okay? So Asame is another one, and Asame is amazing. Very high-end fragrances. And the thing that I love about Asame is that Maurice, he is the owner of Asame, and I believe it's he and his wife. And really just taking time to really educate you on the fragrance, the perfumer. Like, there are so many things that I did not know. And one thing when it comes to fragrance, I am so willing to be educated, because I know there are times when it comes to fragrances that I am mispronouncing things. Here on my channel, I mispronounce the names, the words a lot of times, and just because I don't know. So I'm willing to be educated and love being educated when it comes to fragrance. And when I go into Asame, so patient, so understanding. They take their time. I remember the last time I was in there, they were sharing some fragrances, and so much as to, he sprays the fragrance on this tissue paper, and he's like, now walk outside so you can really smell it. And, you're not being, confused with all the fragrances that are being sprayed in here. He's like, walk outside, smell it for a moment. He just really takes his time. So some of the fragrances that I have purchased from Asame, and I've actually purchased quite a few from there, but again, just sharing a couple with you. And this house I had actually never even heard of until I was in Asame. And this one is Fuege 1833. This is Patagonia, and this is Agua Magnolina. Okay, guys, and he educated me on this. I believe this is a fragrance house out of Italy. I can't remember. So this is one that I purchased from Asame. And this I purchased like probably maybe the third or fourth time that I had gone in there. This I purchased the very first time that I went into Asame. And this is Fuege 1833 Patagonia, and this is La Cativa. Guys, when I tell you this smells so good. It is very unique, it's very different, but I love this fragrance. Another one that I purchased from there is Boadicea the Vittorious, and this is Heron, and I probably am pronouncing that wrong because I can't remember if it's heroin. I hate saying that because I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's heroin. But anyway, I purchased this from Asame, and he actually shared the background and the history on Boadicea the Vittorious. Okay, so this is another one that I purchased from Asame, and every time I go, you guys are going to see because I have fragrances back here behind me. But whenever I go to Asame as well, just samples, just tons of samples that I always get. I can't remember. Did I get this from Asame? But just tons of samples again that I get from Asame, just to try various different fragrances. Just again to determine like, what do I want to purchase next? Okay. So again, act like you care. Just act like you care, and you are going to get my business. Be patient, be kind, be caring. So again, I will leave a link to Asame below because they have a website as well where you can order and purchase fragrances. And last but certainly not least, you guys, how did I stumble across this amazing group of individuals? I often have to go to Chicago for meetings, and I was in the outlet mall in Rosemont in Chicago and stumbled across House of Dubai. And guys, I cannot get enough of House of Dubai. And when I was there, I met a young man named Rahil, and he's absolutely amazing. His energy, and actually everyone in House of Dubai is absolutely amazing. And I'm only sharing 4 fragrances, okay? But when I tell you guys, I have a multitude of fragrances that I have purchased from House of Dubai. It is ridiculous because every time I go in there, the experience is so just overwhelming, but overwhelming in the best way possible, okay? So House of Dubai has high-end luxury niche fragrances, but like I always tell you guys, I want to have something for everyone. So House of Dubai has high-end luxury niche fragrances, but they also have affordable fragrances as well. So House of Dubai has something for everyone, every taste, every scent profile, when I tell you, they are so patient and they take their time in there, and they have people from all over. They're always having events. They always have different perfumers in there. I asked, or I think my husband may have asked, like, you know, or maybe, I can't remember, Rahel had mentioned, what is the average time? Or maybe he was doing a video with Mr. Cologne, because they did a live. So Glenn, Mr. Cologne 76. If you follow him, he's on Instagram. And they did a live together. And he asked Rahel, what is the average time that someone spends in the store? And he said there have been people who have traveled there, and they will spend upwards of 8 hours in the store. And that's amazing to me that someone has that much patience and kindness to spend with their customers, okay? And I've been in there, and you know, I'm like, I try to get in and out, because I know that I'm going to do too much damage, which I always do when I'm in there. But when I'm in there, I see customers that maybe don't know exactly what they want. They're new to fragrance, and I see them just lining up fragrances and just really sharing. And I've been educated even when I go in there, and and I say he, Rahel, because that's typically who I work with. He's so excited to just share the history and the background of the fragrance. So again, I could go on and on with what I purchased from House of Dubai, but one is by Kajal, and it is Ruby. And guys, all these fragrances are just so, oh my God, they're just stunning. Absolutely great. And I'm so excited because House of Dubai, I typically go to Rosemont because that's on my way to my meetings in Chicago. And literally, as soon as I get to Chicago, before I even get to my meeting, boom, right off the highway, pit stop. And as a matter of fact, the last meeting I went to, I was late to my meeting because I was shopping in House of Dubai. So Ruby by Kajal was one that I purchased at House of Dubai. BDK Empatia purchased from the House of Dubai, guys, and they have so many different houses. It's amazing. It's amazing the amount of houses that they have, the selection that they have to offer. Another one that I purchased, another Bodicea, the Vittorious, and this is a exclusive actually to Neiman Marcus, but they had the rights to sell it, and this is 1907 by Bodicea, the Vittorious. And I also purchased another one, just sharing for the sake of the video, because I have so many that I could grab that I purchased from the House of Dubai. And this is Amouage, and this is Existence, which I've shared quite a few times as well, shared some videos. So guys, House of Dubai, Rosemont in the outlet mall. They're opening up a new location coming soon. I believe it's in Oakland Park. And they just opened up, which I have not been to the new location since I have now moved to Southern Florida. And it too is at 900 North Michigan Avenue 900 North Michigan Avenue, the new location. I've only seen pictures, and that store looks absolutely beautiful. And again, guys, I have all of these samples from over the time of purchasing various fragrances. Look at all that. Just from purchasing fragrances, seriously. From the House of Dubai, and just them hooking me up just to make sure that I have a variety. I can't even hold them in my hands, and I actually have more. So again, guys, I know this video was a little bit long, but House of Dubai, they too have a website. I have ordered from their website as well. I've ordered from Asame. I've ordered from Provenance. Obviously, I've ordered from So Avant-Garde, but I too have had that personal in-person experience with all of these boutique stores, with the exception of So Avant-Garde, because I've only ordered online. I don't even know if they have a store. But I have had personal experience with all of them. They are all amazing. Again, I will leave a link in the description box below to all of them, along with contact information of who I work with, and I will leave a link with all their contact information in the description box below. If you guys have any questions about any of these boutiques that I've shared, any questions about any of the fragrances that I've shared, please again feel free to drop some comments below. Again, the holidays are coming up, Black Friday's coming up, so yes, there we go, there we have it. I hope that you guys have a happy, joyful, blessed Thanksgiving, and until next time, guys,